Jumanji The Next Level is almost here, and we've got a fresh batch of character posters to get you psyched, along with one for a mysterious new character and another for a horse.
You guys, we're back in Jumanji!
The gang, or rather their avatars, are all here. Kevin Hart's Franklin Mouse Finbar, Karen Gillan's Ruby Roundhouse, Jack Black's Professor Sheldon Shelley Oberon, Nick Jonas's Jefferson Seaplane McDonough, and the absolutely brilliantly named Dr. Smolder Bravestone, played, of course, by Dwayne Johnson. As for the new addition, we don't yet know her name, or whether she's a player avatar or an NPC, but she'll be portrayed by the suddenly ubiquitous Awkwafina. Oh, and did we mention a horse, you ask? Yes, we did. And if you've seen the final trailer for the flick, then you know that there's a darn good reason for the steed to have its own character poster.
Bethany thought you might need some help.
Where is Bethany?
She's right here.
She says, "Oh my God," like I'm a total horse.
Yep, that's Bethany.
Hey!
Just in case you're uninitiated or need a brief refresher, in 2017's Jumanji Welcome to the Jungle, a group of 5 teens find themselves sucked into a jungle-themed video game that must be completed before you can escape it. Alex Wolf Spencer finds himself controlling Bravestone. Madison Eisman's Bethany is stuck with Professor Oberon. Tadarius Blaine's Anthony Fritz Johnson gets Mouse Finbar, and Morgan Turner's Martha lucks out with Ruby Roundhouse, the game's most kick-ass character. Together, they discover that a boy named Alex, portrayed by Mason Guccione as a teen and Colin Hanks as an adult, has been trapped in the game for over 20 years, piloting the avatar of Seaplane McDonough. They must help him to retrieve an in-game artifact known as the Jaguar's Eye, defeat villainous NPC Russell Van Pelt, played by Bobby Cannavale, and finish the game before the jungle finishes them. This time around, the entire young cast is returning, but there's an interesting new wrinkle. When Spencer repairs the game, which the teen smashed at the end of the first film, and inadvertently re-enters it, his friends come to the rescue, but unfortunately, only Martha and Fridge make it, and Martha is the only player controlling the same avatar as last time. Fridge winds up with the portly, ineffective Professor Oberon, and Spencer's grandfather Eddie, played by Danny DeVito, and his friend Milo, portrayed by Danny Glover, are accidentally brought along for the ride, controlling Bravestone and Finbar respectively.
You're Spencer's grandfather.
Are we in Florida?
And you?
Milo Walker. Did I die and turn into some kind of a small, muscular Boy Scout?
The trailers reveal that this gives Hart and Johnson room to really flex their comedic chops in channeling Glover and DeVito's personas, and that there will be an intriguing change of setting or two at some point, from the jungle to the desert. The posters also indicate that our heroes may have to contend with some bitter cold locale along the way. Case in point, this poster featuring Professor Oberon, who looks absolutely psyched to be someplace that could in no way be described as sunny, sandy, or hot. A little bit chilly, sure, but psyched nonetheless.
Weaknesses: heat, sun, and sand. How is this guy a character in an adventure game?
He is Mouse, looking about as confounded as you would be if you were a septuagenarian grandpa who suddenly found yourself transported into the world of one of those newfangled video games. We only briefly hear Hart's impersonation of Glover in the trailers, but boy, is it ever spot on. Next up, Gillan as Ruby Roundhouse, looking as badass as ever. We can't help but point out that it will never stop blowing our minds that this is the same actress who portrays Nebula in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and it only takes about 3 to 5 hours in the makeup chair to render her completely unrecognizable, and somehow even more badass. He is Jonas the Seaplane McDonough. This time around, it'll be Spencer controlling the avatar, although Hanks will return as the adult version of Alex, who had the dubious honor of being stuck at Seaplane for a couple of decades. Ah yes, and here's the horse, although it is not just a horse. It's actually an avatar, and spoiler alert, for at least part of the movie, it's controlled by Bethany. Then there's Awkwafina's new character, who is seen only briefly in the trailer, making it tough to pass out her motivations. She appears to be an NPC, and it's even possible that she's the game's new villain, particularly since it seems that Cannavale's Van Pelt won't be returning for this flick. She certainly looks a bit sinister, although that could simply be misdirection. Finally, there's a smoldering Dr. Bravestone. Remember, it's an elderly grandpa played by Danny DeVito at the avatar's controls this time, and the trailers suggest that if you ever had any doubts as to how gut-bustingly funny The Rock can be, you'll soon be putting them to rest. Jumanji The Next Level is directed by Jake Kasdan, who also helmed Welcome to the Jungle. He co-wrote the screenplay with returning scribes Jeff Pinkner and Scott Rosenberg. The flick hits the big screen on December 13th. Check out one of our newest videos right here, plus even more Looper videos about your favorite movies are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.